Alright guys, vlogging with a gimbal today. Oh, come back. Hey, how you doing? Okay, we're working on the Silverado today. And it's this thing back over here. Let me see if I can get you. Just kidding, it's not going to want to follow me. How about, you know, it's whatever. Anyway, we'll get back to the house and see, it's not wanting to follow me. We're vlogging with a gimbal, so what's up guys, it's Derek and Blake from the DB Garage again. Today we're gonna show you a little bit about my dad's truck. It's this 2001 Silverado right here. It's got a 5.3 in it, but we're putting a sub in it. We're putting a SD3 12 Sundown sub in it on an Alpine MRV M500 amp. Just something for him to have a little bit of cruise music too. But let's show what we're doing today. So far, we've ran down, if you could see, down in this grommet down in here. We've cut a slit down in the grommet and we've tucked it. It'll tuck a little bit better down in there. We're gonna run it under the battery. We're gonna run it up to the alternator. And then we've got it ran through that grommet, down under here. Same with the RCAs and the remote wire. All the way down. We tucked it up under the carpet to where we got the wiring under here. There's the sub. And then as Blake trips over the box, we've got the box here. It's just a sealed 1 cubic foot, sorry, not non-ported box, because there wasn't very much room under the seat. But we'll get to showing you kind of what the box looks like, and then we'll just have to catch up with you guys in a second.
We're doing some interior
reinstalling.
Yes. Derek's got this lovely dash apart for the amplifier wiring. Just like that, 4 seconds later, the interior is put back together because Mr. Chevy Man Derek is on it. For the amplifier, we're using an MRV M500, 500 watt RMS at 2 ohm, which is how we're going to wire it. We use these nuts to space the amp from the back of the box so it can breathe, and we remove the back plate since the amp kind of cuts power a bit with heat, which just kind of like an extra safety measure. Kind of let it breathe a little bit more being under the seat.
Alright guys, so now we kind of showed you a little bit on the sub and stuff, so now I got the plastics back in. As you can see here, back, you can't see any wiring or anything except for up under here where we're going to have the sub, and then you can't see any wiring up underneath there. It's actually right up in under this metal plate here, but I've got a zip tied all the way around him. You can see a little bit obviously right in there, but otherwise we're down there, but that's about it. But it's just a quick install for my dad, so let's get on to the next one. Alright guys, we're back at it again. We're going to start making the ground for the amp. We're going to start using this little area here. There's a stud underneath there that you can kind of see that Blake's pointing to for the jack and everything, so that way we could still mount everything on there and just put the ground on underneath. And we scraped up on the frame, get it down to bare metal, so that way it makes great contact for it. We've got the entire dash torn apart, so then once we got everything ran, we're gonna mount the sub and wire the sub up to the box and amp, and then we're gonna do some tuning for you guys, so stay tuned.
The ground is complete. It's all back to how she should be. got the wires coming out of the same place through the factory wiring hole. And then Derek.
Now I've got the terminals getting ready to put in the side, and we've got the connectors crimped on there, which Blake had an idea, since we didn't have a hammer. We used the bottle jack that came with the truck. So we just went ahead and smashed those down on there. We're gonna tape them up, and now we're gonna go ahead and wire up the sub to the terminals. All right, so now Blake, I've got the terminals on, I've got the connectors on the terminals, as you can see there. Now we're gonna go ahead, and Blake is gonna go ahead and screw the terminals onto the box. All right, so now he's got them done. That's what they look like.
So now we've got the wiring ran from the front. It's all done. We follow the factory starter 4-gauge wire and whatnot. And we tapped into the alternator plug, so it's looking real hot.
Now we got over here, the sub is all wired up. We're ready to wire the amp up, and then wire the dash, and then we'll be ready for tuning. Got the whole thing put back together. We got the dash back together, the stereo's in, everything's plugged in, the sub and amp and everything is ready to go. So now we're gonna go ahead and play a song for you, and then just to show you it plays.
In the mix, and I was young, had a vision, I was gritting, celebrating, stepping, you praying there to go by commission. Yeah, I know I hit a nerve right, cause it's you that I'm talking about. You be looking at me strange as I'm walking out. I'm riding, no time to understand what the talk's about. The line around the corner of the show, I be popping out. So we just different breed. Trying to build alliance, you just envy me. I'm in the league of my own. I'ma keep getting better.
Thanks for watching the video, guys, of us just putting the subwoofer in my dad's truck. Just something we do a little bit on a Saturday, just a little vlog for you. We just wanted to kind of show you in and outs, but not a really detailed video. But this is Derek and Blake from the DB Garage. Peace.